Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to take this opportunity to call to order the Thursday, February 6, 2025 Watertown Board of Adjustment meeting. Brandy, can you help with the roll call?
Yes. Dargis Johnson.
Here.
Albee.
Here.
Dolly.
Here.
Oletsky. Present. Kays.
Sorry.
Spire.
Here.
Tate.
Here.
We have quorum. And so we
Oh,
have.
and yeah, hang on, sorry. So I was just more so like, okay, that's good that Julia can hear us. So then Kakachek and Culhane are absent. So yes, we have a quorum. And with the agenda item being a variance today, it'll be an affirmative vote of 5 for that to be passing.
Yep. Thank you, Brandy. Move on to item 3 is the approval of the agenda. Need a motion for approval?
I'll make that motion. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the agenda? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Agenda is approved. We'll move on to item 4A on the agenda, is approval of the minutes from the January 9th, 2025 meeting.
So moved.
I have a motion for approval
Second.
and a second. Any other notation or discussion on those minutes? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Those minutes are approved. We'll move on to item 5A on the regular agenda is board consideration of a variance request, and I'll hand it over to Brandy.
All right, thank you, Blake. So this variance request is at the address of 901 4th Street Northwest, which is where Prairie Lakes Healthcare System is located. And this particular structure is for the cancer center and to do an expansion or an addition to that structure. So the hospital is zoned R3, which is multifamily residential, which is the best fit for it, means that we do not have a campus district right now. And they're requesting a 10.6-foot front yard setback. Obviously, with the expanse or the area that the hospital consumes, they do have multiple frontages. So this is the frontage off of 10th Avenue Northwest. And you can see here on the map where the general vicinity of this location will be. Previously, this building was built, so the required setback is 30 feet for the front yard in an R3 district. The existing structure currently has the setback of 14.6 feet, I believe, or something to that tune, 14.4. And then this new addition, they're requesting 10.6 feet off of that property line. It does not impact any Clearview triangles, and then they are relocating a driveway access, which will actually be a benefit to reducing the amount of access. So with that, I'll stand by for any questions.
Thank you, Brandy. And then just in terms of the rest of the facility there along 10th Avenue, I know we do have other areas of the building that come fairly close to 10th Avenue as well, certainly not 30 feet off. Do you know where they are in terms of setback on the west side of the property there?
I'd have to defer to Carla if she looked at that in her review at all, except just from looking, like, it appears as if the main building is even closer, but I'm not sure if.
I know with the GIS, it's not always exact, and it's not on the site plan here, since we're looking at the eastern side.
I think it's further north, though, than the cancer center.
It seems to be, yeah.
Especially like with the air conditioning and all
Yeah.
that.
So I know you noted that it doesn't impact any Clearview triangle, so we're removing the one access there on 10th Avenue. It looks like we're probably a couple hundred feet away from the remaining access then where the building will sit.
Yeah, well, I don't know about 100 feet. I believe they'll keep this access here
Yeah,
and then remove this one.
And that was just an emergency access anyway, correct?
right. That's the one that had the
Gate
fence that
across
could be
it.
going. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, is that access right there on the next page where you can see where it comes in and it's you know, just west, that's the existing access.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, we do have a public hearing on this. I'm going to open a public hearing at this time. If there's anybody here to speak on behalf, you can
Could I-
approach the microphone.
This is Julia Tate. Could I just ask a quick question?
Yes.
If you look at the schematic, it looks like there's a bit of a bump out on the north side, and I was just curious as to what that bump out on that, if you scroll down, scroll down to the previous page there, page 11. See that bump out on the north side there?
Yep.
On the proposed addition itself, right there. I'm just curious what that is for. Is that gonna be an ingress or an egress into that vestibule space? Or is that sidewalk?
Let's pull the applicant.
I
up
think
with
that's,
this.
I think that's sidewalk, what you're seeing there, and I think the little accessible ramp right there at the bottom.
So I think that it looks like it is the structure. That's where you're getting a larger or a reduced setback with the 10.6. So I think if we open the public hearing and have the
Yeah, and
applicant
I do have
speak to that.
the public hearing open at this time, so if the applicant could come up and I'm sure they can answer that question about.
Thank you.
Because yeah, like Rhonda was saying, it appears that it is. It's unclear because otherwise the setback should not come from the sidewalk. It should come from the edge.
Yeah, because it does just appear to be concrete listed on the floor plan there.
Yes. So,
Yeah, if I could just have you state your name for the record there.
Josh Shaw, I'm the Facilities Management Director at Prairie Lakes Healthcare.
So did you understand the question here regarding that bump out section?
Yeah, that is concrete. That is part of concrete shielding for the linear accelerator for that vault. Yes.
Okay, because you have to have concrete, certain thickness to
Yes.
shield from the radiation.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. And that's why it would only appear in that one section. That's where you need to have it the thickest.
Correct. Yep.
And, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
and so there's no way that you would be able to scrunch the building to the south and still be able to do what it is that you want to do.
Right, because what we're looking for is to keep the continuity of the existing building with our existing linear accelerator vault.
Okay.
And also with some of the utilities that we have running in the parking lot that feed the cancer center from the main hospital.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
So that access that they were mentioning, that shows on the site plan, that's gated a lot of times,
That's going away.
that the gate is going away.
Yep.
So if I'm coming down 10th and in a hurry, I'm like, not gonna have to ram into.
Right.
Okay, good. Only if I'm headed to the emergency room is what I'm saying.
And so when you remove that, you'll be replanting grass then and putting sidewalk?
Yep, correct. Yes, yep.
It looks like we're reconfiguring the parking lot a little bit there as well. So the islands that currently exist are going to get reoriented. Are these trees called out here on the site plan then?
Yes, yep,
So we're going to plant 4 new trees.
yes, yep.
Other questions for the applicant? Any other comments for
I
us?
have one other,
Yeah, go ahead.
sorry, Mr. Chair. It looks like you're going to be reducing some parking spaces. Is that true?
Right now, the way it looks is on the north side, we will be removing 4 parking spaces. But we will be reconfiguring, so it will just be the 4 that you see on the north side. I believe 1, 2, 3, 4. Because where we had that gate, we had a wide parking lot for what we used it for. So with that being removed, we can expand our parking lot.
Thank you.
So the net loss is four parking spots?
Yes, the way it looks now, yeah.
Okay. And Brandy, in terms of parking requirements up at the hospital, they still have sufficient parking?
Yes.
Other questions? No. Thank you. Public hearing is open if there's anybody else to speak on behalf or against. Is there anybody online for the public hearing?
Doesn't appear so.
With that, I'll close the public hearing.
Mr. Chair, for the purposes of discussion, I'd like to make a motion to approve the variance as requested.
A motion by Mr. Case,
Second.
second by Dargitz.
Mr. Chair, it appears to me that, there is some unique qualities about this request that's in front of us. One is that the very nature of what it is that they're doing in that facility and the need to have adequate safety measures for the radiation that's associated with the treatment that's going on there. Two, that it's not impacting a corner from the front yard. That's one of the reasons that we usually have dual frontages on corner lots. And three, that there's already, it seems to be relatively close to being in line with the existing facilities on that campus. And so I think that's the unique characteristics of this request that make it okay to vote for.
Thank you for that, Mr. Case. Any other comments from the board?
Mr. Chair, I would just concur with that, the fact that it is not a private, it's R3, so if this were an apartment building, I may not be in favor, but since it is a medical facility and we do not have that campus setting or saying.
District.
District, I agree with Todd.
Any other comments? Appreciate those comments from the board. We'll take a roll call vote at this time.
All right. Spire.
Yes.
Tate.
Yes.
Kays.
Yes.
Aletsky.
Yes.
Dolly.
Yes?
Alby.
Yes.
Dargit Johnson.
Yes.
7 yes, that motion carries. That is approved. We'll move on to item 6 is open public comments. We didn't have anybody here to speak on an item that wasn't on the agenda, so we'll move on to item 7, new business.
None that I have.
Any from the board? Move on to old business.
No. None again.
None from the board? With that, we'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're adjourned.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Guys.